Serpent chariot. Paying attention, feet together, back straight, fingers pointed, thumbs curled in, and kyung yang. Have a good bow. Always show signs of respect. All right, shake those arms out a little bit to start walking around. We're gonna get the day started. We got class today. Oh man, it's a nice day out, but we're sitting here training instead because we're dedicated martial artists, right? We are dedicated to what we are trying to do. And that is get better at all this kicking and punching stuff, right? Okay, ready? Let's do some jumping jacks. Get those feet moving. So jumping jacks to those legs, include those arms. It's okay to get a little bit sweaty, but no hyper speed. I don't want you worn out before we get class going. All right, feet together, jumping jacks. Just change up the mechanics a little bit. Make your brain have to think. Make your body have to respond. Forward and back jumping jacks. All right, running in place. Getting those knees up. Get them up. Get them up by that belt level. Keeping those shoulders back. Working on get them up. Circles now, just big knee circles. Bring your knee up and around. Keep that leg bent. Getting that hip loosened up first. All right, leg straight circles. Swing them. Swing them. Oh, big motions, right? It's okay if your body gets a little tired, right? Don't get too exhausted before we start. Let's get some body squats. So back straight, chin up, hands go out, seat goes backwards. Body squats, all right. Up and down. Keeping that chin up, keeping that back straight. Push that seat back, get those legs a nice workout today. One more time. All right, have a seat. Let's stretch. Important, every day we stretch. So toes are back, foot's on the inside. Back is straight, chin is up. We lower down towards our foot. So make sure that we get nice and low. This way we're trying to get the back of that leg stretching out. Keeping that chin up, rotating forward. Breathe into your nose. And then on the exhale through your mouth, lower yourself down. And switching directions, other foot out, other foot in. Back straight, chin up. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth, lower yourself down. Every day, a little more flexible. Every day, the body's a little bit looser. Every day, those martial arts look a little bit better, right? All right, straddle position. So both legs out, legs apart, toes up, legs straight, back straight, chin up. Walking those hands out. Oh man, just kind of leaning to the side each time that I walk forward. Trying to get those fingers out. But my hands don't want to go out anymore, then I just work on keeping them still and trying to touch my elbows to the floor, right? Just leaning side to side, trying to touch those elbows. Eventually when I can touch both elbows, then I walk my hands out a little bit. I sneak them out and I just keep the process going. Oh man, left and right. Getting those legs stretching out. Remember, constantly going forward. Hands are always going out farther, even when we're going left and right. Hands are staying in front. Don't let your hands slide back. Trying to touch those elbows down to the ground. And then walking the hands out. Just a nice slow process. Slowly getting more and more flexible as we sit here. Just keep working. We're working that belly all the way down. Left and right. Working those elbows to the floor. Walk your hands out. All right, come nice and high. Let's push all the way to our side. So you got to push. Take and push yourself into that leg. Remember, toes are back, leg is straight. Back is straight, head is up. Lean into that leg sideways. Now we go the opposite direction. And if you want, instead of taking both hands and pushing, you can reach your other hand over your head. Add some weight to your body. It can help drop you down a little bit. I also get my nice little side stretch out of this. Okay, come back up. Now don't let your legs move. Just listen first. One hand in front, one hand behind. You're going to lift your butt, slide your foot out a little bit. Okay, so see if you can get a little farther out. Then we just lean forward again. Just lifting my chin up, letting my weight pull me forward. If it starts to get to be too much for my legs, I can put my arms down to slow down my body. Otherwise, I just let it just hang down, let gravity kick in. Right? If you don't eat enough donuts, you might not weigh enough. Right? Gravity's not pulling you down. I don't think eating donuts is the key to flexibility though. Little lower, keep that body going down. One more time to the side. One more time to the other side. And come back up. All right, slide your seat backwards, bring your feet together. So pull back on your knees, slide your feet together. So your feet are touching, your back is straight, your chin is up. Take your elbows, push down on your knees. So use your elbows to push down on your knees. Keeping that chin up, keeping that back straight. A little bit lower every day. Start to lean forward. If you're feeling okay with this, start to lean your chin forward. Stretch those hips a little bit more. Okay, go on back. Stretch out our shoulders a little bit. So I bend my knees, my feet are forward, I put my hands behind, and I turn my fingers towards where my toes are pointing. So my fingers and my toes point the same direction. I lift my seat up and I walk it forward. All right, so my feet go out and you feel your shoulders stretching. So move your seat forward, feel the front of your shoulders stretching. If this is kind of rough on your wrist, you can turn your fingers out a little bit, but make sure you're stretching your shoulders. So moving that seat forward, show me that good shoulder stretch. Keeping that back straight if you can. Lift that chest up, make those shoulders loose. Okay, walk your feet backwards, and then push your seat backwards. Okay, shake your arms out, both legs out. So now watch how this works. I take my leg, I bend it, step it over the top, lean back, slide my foot up, and then sit up nice and tall. So we're doing a hip stretch, trying to stretch out the side of your hip. Keeping your back straight, keeping your chin up. Okay, now we're going to switch. So put my other foot out. Put my other foot over, lean back a little bit, slide my foot up, walk myself up, keep my chin up, keep my back straight. Arching my back, if I keep my chin up, I stretch my hip a lot better. Okay, we're going to go flat on our back. We're going to pull our knee across our body. So I go flat on my back. I pull my knee up to my body. So I pull it up as high as I can. And then I pull my knee across to the floor. So I pull my knee all the way down to the ground. Try to reach my other hand out. Keep stretching. Okay. Flat on your back again. Other knee up to your body. Pull it all the way up. And then pull it all the way across. Pull it all the way down to the ground. Reach your hand out the opposite direction. Feel that lower back stretch. Going back, we're going to put our toes over our head. So we lift our toes up,
try and stay up top, or start to lower your legs down. You can do 1 foot at a time, or you can go both. Okay, down in front. Roll over on your belly. Hands on the side of your body. Upper body push up. Push up, look up at the ceiling. Arching that back. All right, drive that seat backwards. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Take 1 foot, step it out in front. So 1 foot is out in front. Other leg is back. Get a little bit closer so you can see just fine. So this foot is out in front. Okay, this leg is behind. I put my hands down and I walk my leg backwards. And I start to pivot my opposite shoulder forward. So I'm trying to get a nice long line between my shoulder and my toes. So I'm just pivoting, driving. I'm keeping this knee over my heel though. I'm not letting my knee go back behind or go forward. Stretch that hip out on top. And if you're getting pretty loose, go ahead and put your elbows down and keep that stretch going. Okay, switch to the opposite leg. Other knee down, other foot up. Okay, so my foot is up. I put my hands down. I walk my leg backwards. All right, stretching those hips out. And then I pivot the shoulder of my back leg forward. And I rotate, twist those hips a little bit. Then I lower myself down. If you can't lower down, it's fine. If you can, make that body looser. Come back up on those hands. We only got a couple more stretches left, and we'll start doing our movement stuff and all the fun martial arts stuff, right? So I'm going to take my front leg, I'm going to put it out in front of me. My toes are back and up. So I'm sitting up as high as I can. My hips are right on top of my knee. My toes are back. I put my hands down, and then I walk my hands towards my toes. But I don't let my hips or my leg move, just my hands walk. I get pretty loose. Watch as I come back, and I put my arms a little lower. And I try and walk my elbows there. Switch. Other leg out. Toes back, heel in the ground, leg is straight. Hips right over the top of your knee. Okay, start with your hands. Start walking your hands towards your toe. You want to feel the back of your leg stretching, so we're feeling the back of our leg. Feel like it's getting a little bit looser? Try to lower your elbows down. Start to walk with your elbows lower. Come back. Okay, last stretch on your knees. Walk your knees and your feet out. Just keep walking. Walk, walk, walk. So I just keep trying to lower myself to the ground with my legs bent, so my legs aren't out, right? They're not pulled back by my seat. They're about 90-degree angle. Then I get my elbows down, got my knees farther and farther. Deep breath in through your nose, slowly out through your mouth. As you're exhaling through your mouth, try to lower yourself down a little bit. You can start to sit backwards, so I walk myself back a little bit, or I can start to walk myself forward to kind of change how this stretches inside of my hips. Trying to lower, push myself down. If I get a little bit lower, I walk my knee out a little bit, right? Walk my knee out a little bit. Chin stays up, back stays straight. to get those hips loose. It's how we get those kicks up. It's how we start to develop those splits and getting those leg stretches in. Make sure you're not straining it too much where they hurt the next day, but definitely where they're feeling looser. Okay, start to move your elbows in a little bit closer. Put your weight in your elbows, walk your legs back. Feet in, knees in, feet in, knees in. Okay, so the first drill we're gonna do, we're actually gonna do from the ground. You'll find out that I'm a huge fan of being attached to the ground when I do things because a lot of times we can work mechanics. This one, actually by working on the ground, develops a little bit better technique, okay? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna turn sideways. So I'm gonna face this direction. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna step up with our left foot, okay? If your belly's facing that way, your left foot's the one that's closer to me, okay? So your left foot is up and you kind of look like you're in a running position, right? So I want you to put your hand down like you're gonna run, and I want you to get ready to take off running. So your right hand's on the mat, and I want you to take your back leg, straighten it, and come back down. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna do 5 times, real simple, okay? So get in position, up on your foot, on your back leg, hand down, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lock our back leg like we're taking off for a run, okay? So 5 times, ready? Go. 1, back down. 2, back down. 3, back down. 4, back down. 5, okay? Let's change on, go the other direction. Some of you already know what technique I'm building up to. Some of you have absolutely no idea, which is wonderful, right? It's a surprise. So I get my foot up, one leg behind. We're going the opposite direction, so make sure you're switching around. My other hand is down. I'm going to lift myself up 5 times with my leg. So I lock my leg. 1. Okay, jump in, start moving. Ready? 2. You're behind, catch up. 3. 4. And 5. Okay? Switch on the opposite direction. Let's add on. Let's make it a little bit trickier. So now we're on the opposite direction. Back to our first side. Okay, instead of having your foot so far in front, I want to pull it back closer to me. Now my foot is closer to my knee instead of farther. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my back straight this time instead of leaning forward, make it a little bit easier. I'm going to take the ball of my back foot, lock my leg, and stand. Okay? So ready? On your knee. We're going to stand 5 times. Do it with me. Ready? 1. And down. 2. And down. 3. And down. 4. And down. 5. And down. Go the other direction. We do 5 on the other side. All right, good thing we stretch those legs out. Nice and loose. Okay, ready? So foot's a little bit closer, not super close where you trip on it, but not super far. Okay? Maybe a little bit bigger than what your fingers can reach. Okay, ready? 1. And down. 2. And down. 3. And down. 4. And down. 1 more. 5. And down. So what we're trying to teach our body, we're going to face the other direction, is that our back leg is doing all of the work. This is the biggest thing you have to learn. Your back leg is doing all of the work, right? If I was going to take off running, my back leg would first start, and then my front foot would kick in. Okay? When you practice this drill from here, you won't actually do this and step with your front foot first, right? That's why I like this drill, okay? So now, follow along. Watch first, so you know what to do. I'm going to lock my leg, and then I'm going to step forward with it, okay? So I'm going to drive forward 1 step, and then I'm going to come back down. When you go back down, don't drive your knee in the floor. Okay, so ready? We do it 5 times. We get a quick push. If this foot's too far in front, it's going to be kind of hard to do. So I want it close so that this knee is about where my toes are. So my leg is slightly going forward. Ready? Push. 1. Okay? We come back. We're going to do it 5 times. I'll start again in case you didn't already get going. So everyone got going with me the first time. You're ahead of everyone else by 1. Ready? 1. Come back. Ready? 2. And back. Use the balls of your feet. Ready? 3. And back. 4. And back. Ready? 5. And back. Let's do the opposite direction. Raise the hands. How many people know what drill I'm working? Anyone? Anyone know? Anyone totally confused? All right, ready? So my back is straight. I take my leg and I drive myself up and I go forward. So I drive just like so. Okay, if you did it that time, you got a bonus 1 in. You're ahead of everyone else. Okay, ready? 1. come back. Ready? 2. Want to get a strong push. Make sure your body's ready to go fast. 3. Okay. Get ready to take off. Ready? 4. Let's do one more time. Back straight. Ready? 5. Okay. So now we're going to actually take it back a step. The next drill, we do this without the running forward part. Just our leg locking again. Okay. And now you'll be able to figure out what the technique is if you didn't know. Is everyone ready to go? Yeah? We're still focused? All right, ready? So my leg is going to lock up, and I'm going to punch. Same time. So I lock my leg, and I punch. And I come back down. Okay, pretty simple. And then we'll glue it all together on the next drill we do. So I'm going to punch and lock. And what I want is I want both to happen same time. I'm going to go boom, lock my leg, lock my arm. Okay? Let's do 5. Ready? 1. Ready? 2. And I want this front hand to come up in front of you, right? Blocking. Ready? 3, 4, and 5. Okay? I'm going to go the opposite direction. So right now, my foot's a little farther in front, so when I lock my leg, I don't launch forward, right? When it's here and I lock my leg, I go. When it's here and I lock my leg, I just lift. Okay, so ready? We're punching, we're blocking, we're locking. So 3 things, same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down to the ground. Okay. The last step is to add that running step with our punch. So instead of just locking our leg, I do the punch and the drive forward motion. Okay? So watch here, my foot's on the floor, back leg's back. This is too far. It gets a little bit closer, right? So now I lock, and because my shin is pointed forward, it makes me start to go forward. Okay? Where if I'm here and I lock, it makes me go the direction my shin is pointing. So my foot's closer, so my shin points forward. I'm going to lock my leg, block and punch same time. And then I step. Just 1 step is needed. Okay? So ready? Let's do 10 of them this time, since we're doing the whole thing. So when I say go, we get 10 of it. Ready? Go! 1. We come back. Ready? 2. Go! Right back. Come on, let's go fast. 3. Push. Step. So my punch is locking the same time my leg is locking, and then I'm stepping. Ready? 4. Same time like that. Ready? 5. Same time. And then we keep going forward. Ready? 6. 7. 8. 9. We got one more. Ready? 10. Okay, let's go the opposite direction. So we'll do 10 the opposite way. So we go down on our knee. Remember, if my leg is pointed, see how my shin is pointed this way? When I lock my leg, I'm going to stand up that way. If my shin is pointed forward, I'm going to go forward, right? If I was on a running block, I would want my legs pointed forward, so when I lock them, they push me that way. So since I'm going forward, I don't want my leg out here, have it back. You can see where if that was an arrow, it would go forward. So it's block, punch, lock, run. Ready? Go. 1. Okay. And come back. Ready? 2. And come back. 3. Come on back. Ready? 4. Come on back. Ready? 5. Right on back. 6. Go on back. 7. Go on back. 8. Come on back. 9. Come on back. Last one. Ready? Shoot fast. 10. All right. So we're learning how to explode. Now, we're not going to do this from a squatted position. What we're working on is our back hand blitz, right? We're going to do it from a sparring situation. So we want to be moving, right? And then fire our hand. I see a lot of people who take their front foot and step and then run forward. If you're using a fake or a setup to hide that step, that's maybe okay. When I'm sparring and I feel like you want to blitz, I'm planning on side kicking you, right? Right in the chest or the belly. So when you take the step, it gives me a little bit of a heads up that you're about to go so that I can step in distance same time and then plug you with a side kick. So you don't want to let the person know. So what I'm gonna do, watch here, I'm gonna move around on my feet, and my feet are pointed the direction I wanna go, right? Not super wide because I can't push. Not in a straight line because it's hard to balance. So if we're balancing, and you watch as my feet are pointed forward, ready to go. My back foot is bent up, so I'm on the ball of my foot. It's like a spring. My front knee is forward more by my toes. Long term, we can talk about how to hide this also, right? But for right now, we want to learn to bounce and not go one. Because if we were going to walk somewhere, you wouldn't take your front foot and step first and then your back leg, right? If you just stand up tall and you try to walk, but start with one leg in front, what you do is you push yourself forward and walk through. But when I see people backhand blitz, they like to go one and then come through. And that's why they're slower than everyone else, okay? So let's practice from a bouncing situation. I'm going to face sideways this way. I'm bouncing on my toes. My feet are forward. My weight is forward. My shins are both forward so I can drive, right? And then when I'm ready to go, I'm going to plant the balls of my feet. I'm going to punch and lock my leg, right? Same time. And then block, and then I go through, okay? So what I'm going to do to make this easier, so we save some time, is we're going to go one this way, and then we're going to go one this way. So we'll keep going back and forth. Okay, so hop up on your feet. Make sure you're ready to go. When I say go, we're going to blitz across, and we'll go blitz across the other way. So already bouncing your toes, but what I want to see is that when you're going, your hand and your arm are locking, so my arm is locked before my foot comes off the floor, and then the step comes through. Okay, so let's see if we can do it right. So we're bouncing, ready, go. One, all the way through, then just turn. Ready, bounce in, go. One with that arm. Bounce in, go. Two, ready, bounce in, go. Two, bounce in, go. Three. Remember, drive your front knee over your toes. Ready, go. Four, ready, go. Five, go. Five, go. Six, go. Six, go. Seven, go. Seven, go. Eight, drive with your back leg, go. Eight on that arm, keep going, go. Nine, and again, go. Nine. So we need to get our hips going forward, we need our leg locking at the same time as our punch. When we start to mess up this timing, it's when you get side kicked or people move or whatever fancy thing that is they're doing to you, right? Jump back fist, spinning, blah, 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 right? So I need you to be able to hide this. So let's work on that footwork a little bit. My feet are forward, okay? So I'm bouncing like this, right? I'm bouncing. And what I want to do is off my bouncing, I want to be able to just run. I don't want to be bouncing and have someone see me going forward. So what I want to figure out is what kind of step do I want to take before I go? And it's not this one, okay? So watch my feet. I'm bouncing, and I take a little step, and I come back. So it's a very small step. So I'm bouncing, stepping back, stepping back. What I'm practicing doing is stepping into my running position, okay? So I want you to practice bouncing and then faking into your running position where you could go at any point. Okay, so ready? Bounce in, and then fake into your running position where you're ready to go, and then coming back. Just practice that motion, this little step. Just little hops right into your running position. Okay, let's look the other way and do it. So you're bouncing. The smaller the better. If you make a big motion, you're doing something for a very long amount of time before you come out and make contact. If you do something for a long time, your partner has time to do something to you in between the motions. So bounce in, right into that running position. Back foot, ball of your foot, front foot, ball of your foot, knee forward. Little steps right into that position. Keep going, right into position. Little steps. Little steps. One more. Okay, So what I want us to do is I want us to go into the fake position and then come back. And then the next time we're going to go into our fake position and then we're going to run forward. Okay, so slow motion, watch first, bouncing, fake position, back, bouncing, fake position, run and blitz. Okay, so we got that? Let's see if we can do it. So ready, bouncing, show me you're ready, bouncing. Come on, get your feet moving. Ready, go. 1, back, 1, run. Okay, ready? Opposite direction. Go. 1, 1, and then we go right away. Right when we hit that position, then we run. Okay? We have this thing we call go off of your fake, not after your fake. Some people do this. They bounce, they fake, right? And then they all of a sudden start going. What I want you to do is fake and then go off your fake. This way, it's very hard to time it. Okay, they know there's a fake. Not sure which one to react to. So we're bouncing, ready? Into your fake, back, into your fake, run. You can go slow if you have to. Ready, opposite direction. Go, 1. Yeah, now make sure, for today's purposes, you're not trying to fake like this and then twist and go that way. It makes it kind of hard. The more motion you make, the more steps, the more time it takes. Ready, keep going, bouncing. Ready, go. Now watch this, see if you can figure out what's wrong with this. So I'm bouncing, watch here. Different. If they look different, people will be able to pick up on which one is your fake, which one is your actual go. So what I want is I want this step so natural that when I do it, the distance doesn't change, the technique doesn't change. Okay, so ready, keep going. Ready? Okay. Then we run. Make sure that when your feet touch, they're in run position so you can run instantly. As you're faking, and you can go. Try not to watch my hands. Try not to fake one way, right? And then go a different look. Make sure your hands look like they're going to go every single time. Keep going. Now, we could go without that fake step. So watch how this works. So I'm bouncing, I fake, and then I run, right? If I'm just outside of range, I might do a little fake, and I might just run when I come back now. So now watch the footwork. Fake forward, come back into position, and then run. Okay? So ready? Fake forward, come back, and then run. So now, instead of going fake, come back, fake forward and go, we're gonna go fake, come back, and then run. Okay, it's a little different. Ready? Go. Fake, back, run. Ready? Fake, back, run. Go. So now when we come back, we're poising ourselves to take off right off of coming back. Fake, run, fake. So right when we come off our fake, right when we go back to it, we immediately run forward. We can start to add a little bit of broken rhythm to it, right? If you think about it, when you walk with someone, you usually walk at the same pace they walk. You all kind of walk together. Depending on what kind of dancer you are, usually you will dance at the same pace as other people too. Or sometimes you just dance on your own. When you're sparring with someone, you get in a rhythm, okay? So if my rhythm is, right, you'll be kicking and timing me on that rhythm, so I want to change it. So what I might do is I might go fake, come back, pause, and then go. So I just put a little extra pause, okay? So we have to change it. We can't always go off the same kind of system. Sometimes I fake and go. Sometimes I fake, come back and go. Sometimes you fake, you wait, then you go. And sometimes you don't fake at all. You're just bouncing and then you just run. But you have to have your feet in the right position. So every time we go this time, I want you to change it up. I want you to do something different. One time it's fake and come back and then fake and go. It might be fake and come back and go. It might be no fake at all, just go. Right? It might be fake, wait and go. It might be fake, stay there and then wait. Right? So every time change up. Let's see what you can do. Okay, ready? Bounce in. Right, go off the first fake. Come off the backwards motion. Go off my second one. Boom, just going. Timing it, right? I might go fake, stay there, and then go. So again, if I'm coming after you, how about this? When I blitz, so you watch me, okay? When I blitz, I want you to clap. Real simple. Right when I start to take off from my blitz, clap your hands. See if you can time it, okay? So all you gotta do is stay like this. When I go to blitz, I wanna see who can actually time it. So you gotta clap. So I'm bouncing, right? Now, if I got there before you clapped, you weren't quite ready, because that time I didn't fake at all, I just went, right? So if I'm bouncing, now if you clap there, you fell for the fake, right? So you think about this, if you're kicking or punching, and I didn't actually go, now you have to retrieve your hand and I go. So I'd be bouncing and go, fake, and then go, right? I mess with that timing a little bit to make it harder for you to understand, right? So we want to try to hide that takeoff. So that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to learn how to disguise it, change the rhythm, okay? So let's spend one more minute. So we just got 1 minute, going back and forth, hitting that fake and those blitzes, and sometimes no fakes at all. So you're bouncing, keep going. Keep it going. Side step. Oh yeah, you can side step in there where you can start to really get crazy. Now start to visualize. What is your partner doing? Are you faking and they're biting and trying to hit you at the air? Are you faking and they're turning and kicking? Wait, what's going on, right? I might have to go fake, wall, and then blitz. You never know what the scenario is going to be, so start to mentally think, what's it going to be? I go here, I got a shield, and then hit. It might be something different depending on what kind of fighter you have. Maybe you fight the same person and you already know. You know what their response is, right? So you know how to throw their timing off. But if you start to work on this push and this punch, our initial step, you're going to really learn to start to drive, right? And really get across the ground with that motion a lot faster. All right. So I want to add on to this. One more drill. One last drill that has to do with backhand blitz. I have lots, but I have one more drill for today. Call this drifting, okay? If you know what drifting is, like in a car, when they purposely drift, their front wheels hold still and their back wheels kind of curve out, right? Swing up behind. So we're going to imagine we have front wheels and we have back wheels. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around. My back wheels are going to be what's driving me forward, okay? And we turn it in a circle. So if you watch how this works, I'm facing my line, my back foot steps behind me, and I circle, okay? You ever see how that looks? I'll get a little bit closer, see my feet. This is the line I'm fighting my opponent on. I step my back foot behind me. My back foot's behind, and I circle. And what I'm trying to do is, if I'm circling, pay attention. I'm going to move this forward so I can see the camera just fine for you. If my opponent is right here, right? I'm not aiming at my opponent as I go around. I'm aiming in front of my opponent. I'm aiming here. My opponent's there. How does it help me to aim in front of my opponent, right? Why would I aim in front of them? So let's think about this. If I'm walking this way around my opponent, and they're circling, where are they going? Right? They would be circling around the other way. So I'm going to cut them off. Kind of like I was chasing them around the table. Like, imagine there's a table here, and I'm chasing around trying to tag him. He'd be going the opposite way around. So what I would do is go really fast this way and then come back this way and let them run into it. So now watch how this works. My feet are crossed. I go like this, and then when I land, I run through. Because this person then will circle. This isn't just a theory. It's something I use a lot of times competing and had a lot of our competitors use. So watch how this works. Pick a target. Cross your feet behind you. Keep looking at the target. And then one at a time, right when your feet touch. So watch again. I'm not going bounce, 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 stop, fake, position, go. Too many steps. Watch again my feet, okay? I'm circling. And one of the times when I just stop for my bounce, right? I just go, okay? So we're going to circle around, and then we're going to go off of our circling motion. So no additional steps. So someone can't see the setup. Because right now, if I come after you, you see my body advance. right? Or you see my weight shift to you. In this pattern, you don't see that. Right, we're going like this, and then all of a sudden I'm going. Okay, so that's the goals. Ready? Pick a spot you're looking at, cross your feet, circle to your backside, and when your feet touch, stop, and then push and punch. Okay, let's work both sides. Ready? One side in front, circle in behind, and then running forward. Right? Circling behind you, and then running forward. And go right off of your step. So just plan. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go. Right? By the way, a lot of fighters always go on number 3. If you pay attention to your opponent and they're always going number 3, you know right when to punch them or kick them, right? They'll go 1, 2, and then they'll come on number 3 because we're kind of taught growing up, okay, let's go on 3, right? It's funny because a lot of fighters, even a couple of fighters, will actually just unconsciously go on number 3. So right now for a drill purpose or mentally for 3, that's fine, but don't carry that into your sparring, especially not in tournaments, okay? So we're balancing, going to the back side, and when your feet land, you go. So you just kind of plan out, say, okay, on the next bounce, I'm gonna go. And right when your feet touch, you go as soon as you can. Right, I'm getting that back leg. When I'm landing, this back leg is ready to push, right? So as I'm circling around, this back leg is ready to push. When it hits the ground, it pushes me forward. I drive, I lock that leg, and I launch. Call this drift blitz, right? Because we're drifting, and then we're blitzing. It's great for angling. Makes it a lot harder for people to point at you, because if you're circling around me, it's very hard for me to just stay right with you. People will start to try to take a bigger step to get off that line, or they'll go the opposite way, or they'll let you get to the side. It creates a much better angle a lot of times. Okay, so ready to keep going? Drift, blitz. Drift, blitz. And you're getting that back leg loaded, right? So my back leg, right when I land, push with that back leg. I'm going, right? My back leg pushes me through that target. So it's just real fluid motion to come right off. Big, drift, go, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend 1 minute. You can fake forward and go, skip the fake and go. You can go leg kicks, you can go like this, you can go kick, and then go, right when you land. The key is that when I land, when I come out of this position, then I'm in position to take off if I'm doing it, okay? Another hint, whenever you foot fake, make sure they see the bottom of your foot, because this doesn't look like an actual kick I'm gonna hit you with, right? When they see the bottom of your foot, force them to actually think of a kick. Okay, so ready? 1 minute, any kind of fakes, any kind of setup you want to do, and then backhand blitzes. All right, so we're just gonna move around. Let's go, start going. 1 minute, now. We're moving, foot fake, and then I go. Foot fake, drift, and then go. Foot fake, fake, another fake and go. Fake, going off my coming back motion, right? Bouncing and just going. One drift and then go, right? Side step and then go. Whatever you want to do, you're just going. Moving. We're not going to really work side steps today. You're more than welcome to keep doing them if you like. If you haven't practiced them, totally separate video for that one. But you just worked in that push, run, same time, right? My leg is kicking, it's pushing the ground, and I'm punching, same time. This way I'm not getting to the person and then trying to punch. As soon as my body goes, my punch is already out there. All right, excellent time. Take a deep breath through your nose. Bring it nice and high. Let it out through your mouth. Sorry, a little bit of cough today. Needed more water for class. Backhand blitzes. If you have this tool down and you get it down well, you're a point fighter, right? You're sparring. Even if you want to blitz, sit at it for multiple strikes. It's a great way to get across the ground, to surprise someone, and be right on top of them before they know you're there, okay? You have to work fakes, you have to work your stance setup, and you have to then, like we worked on drifting, eventually start to work angling, okay? I would say broken rhythm is probably the hardest one to understand and comprehend and get down, but when you add that in, really makes it hard for a partner to defend or stop and allows you to break up the gap, many other kind of fun things, cool? So hopefully this helps. Obviously for more beginner intermediate, this level of backhand blitz isn't really essential, mainly just learning how to take off and do it. But take these keys today, start something up with them,
Let's see if we can get a backhand blitz game going. Okay, so come to attention position, feet together, back straight. Point your fingers, curl your thumbs. Sign of respect, meaning pay attention. Kyung meaning bow. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Have a good day.